Well, hello, everyone. SpeedGaming, welcome. This is the semifinals. We have ourselves Super Metroid multi-category tournament, and we're coming down to it. It's week set. It's the semis, like I said. We got Nevdi and azder racing today. Joining me on comms is Vincent today. How you doing, Vincent?
I'm doing well. We are joined by Stack doing our tracking today. I am excited for this as we're hitting full random everything.
Yep.
Random random start, full area rando, full countdown, and boss shuffle. The
Yep.
most random that can possibly happen in these randomizers.
Yep.
This was my favorite week to watch for sure. Although as a runner, I'm sure this is their least favorite. Oh, for some of them, their least favorite. Though, go ahead and talk about the selection of this race.
Yeah, so Nevdi, being the higher seed, opted to defer his pick. So azder is the one who rolled week 7. So we're expecting a little bit of chaos. Now, I know some runners will want a lower Norfair start. I'm not too sure where we're going to get for a start today. We can get anywhere, including the ship. I'm kind of expecting maybe a Brinstar start today.
I'm gonna guess we're gonna get a Meridia start. We're gonna find out in a couple seconds.
Yep.
And here we go. Getting ready for this race. The winner of this is gonna take on Kip, who won the earlier semifinal. So now we're coming towards the end of this tournament. Really, great race between Kip and Simo. Hope we get that same kind of great race here between Nevdi and azder, and two really good runners. So
Yep.
this will be a blast. And here comes that start. Vanilla. But look at that top left hand corner of the screen. This is big. There are 5 items and 5 major items in criteria. We know one of those has to be morph ball, but
Yep.
the other 4 could be anything, could even be a boat.
You know how much we've always wanted one of those. I'll take the box. I'm gonna say one of our bomb items is gonna be up here. That'll be either screw attack or bombs. I'm gonna say that obviously one of those two has to be down here. Well, probably I'm gonna say screw attack though. I'll say screw attack.
Okay. Yeah, we will see. In all of these, the outside of morph, the first thing the runners are looking at is the find an explosive. We're totally vanilla so far. Is this even randomized? All right.
That's a little disappointing if you're expecting randomization.
Now, what's important here is if, let's say the runners find power bombs at this Chozo statue, which Nevdi's about to go to. That means you could potentially check the Billy Mays check early. Nope, wow. Is this even randomized?
Wow, 3 for 3 so far. This is I mean, are we sure they actually rolled a randomizer seed? It's not just like a vanilla with a top hat?
Well, that's why we see this criteria 4. That means the morph ball will be in the ceiling here.
Yep.
No.
Hey, there we go. It's a grapple.
Okay, so I am totally wrong. We have a grapple. Wow. Okay.
And yet, question in chat: ship start is part of the random pool for random starts.
So no explosive, but we do have, we still have 3 major items left here in criteria. And go ahead. Sorry, Leno.
I was just gonna say this means Bomb Chorizo is a forced fight now at this point, and that has to have either our bombs, power bombs, or screw attack or speed booster.
So those numbers in the top left-hand corner, that criteria 3, the one that's going to show our area, and that's going to show us the number of majors left in each area. And those majors will be any of the items that we have in the tracker, or the 2 items from our HUD. So we already got grapple, which actually does open up some areas to the runners earlier.
Yep.
And the other being X-ray, which I love seeing players get X-ray because that means we have a better chance of seeing some microwave beams happening. Watching those quick boss kills.
This leads me to believe that the power bombs are going to show up because they won't have to cross the moat. Put that grapple to use early on.
This also does mean a much easier check of X-ray if players decide to do it, but that's because of the full countdown and just the way it works. That's not necessarily a sexy check. Although runners are in sync here. This is saying a lot about both of their movement Much like a bad boy band, we are totally in sync.
Super missiles. Okay. So this will open up the right side of ship, and then they can take the connector going down, and then we'll finally get to see if maybe we'll get a different area. And hopefully it's just not vanilla red tower. By the way, if you blinked, that was a bomb treason fight.
That's the difference between regular missiles and supers. Like, Trizo just gets nuked.
As they're rocking the palette shuffle today, I'm not really sure. That seems to be like a pastel-ish type palette selection that Azder's got going on.
I mean, I'm kind of digging the blue tint. It gives us like purple going on. I don't know. It's different.
And I'm pretty sure Azder changed the tint on his webcam because he was a more red-ish last time he was racing. So I'm pretty sure that's just him messing with us.
Well, the whole area is randomized, so why not, even random your camera?
Wow, and to your point, red Bryn with 0 items. Nobody's checking X-ray today.
Yeah, no reason to at all. And what we will see here is the runners are going to very likely check the back end gauntlet here. Actually, no, we have no explosive to do it. So we're still we're on that hunt for the power bombs. That can be a very difficult a pass in some of these seeds where it's not forgiving at all. And the runners have to search for a while for either vanilla bombs or first pack of power bombs.
A question in chat: how they end up past Terminator? So this is area rando. So there are certain flashing gray doors scattered throughout the world. They will take you to not necessarily where they're supposed to. And we saw, for example, the back end of Upper North Fair there. So we're not going that way. So we're climbing Red Tower.
Yep, but as we talked about, neither runner is going to spend any time checking anything here. Well, no, never. As I say that,
they have to check for something because they need power bombs.
You know what? Power bombs. Yep, power bomb. The moment we get power bombs, runners will stop checking things. But instead, we get rewarded with a trash can, which I saw Metroid MST has now sent my there it is. Metroid MST just coming through with that trash can emote. That's now my second favorite emote on Twitch.
MST, one of our runners in the bracket stage, got knocked out last round by Azder to advance to these semifinals. And Azder, there you go, left side. There you go.
Quickly he's like, yep, nope, wrong, gotta fix. Yeah, I mean, this is it's forced the runners to take very similar rides. Wow, we find Meridia. All right, that's an immediate backup.
One major in Meridia in West Side. So this seed is being a little rude. It's kind of railroading us into one specific place that and it's taking its time and making sure we get there too.
Yeah, it's forcing a linear path, which is not always the place. And yeah, it's all RTA. You're forced to get into a soft lock situation because the runners could be in trouble here. There, you know what? Never mind.
Well, we knew this couldn't have been
the fourth item we have.
Yeah, we knew this couldn't have necessarily been a soft lock because either this had to be your progression or the connector it takes you to has to have something for you.
Instead, we're getting vanilla power bombs with French vanilla power bombs behind it. Suddenly, they have the power.
Are they going to hold up a sword? Ooh, I like this play by Azder, taking a safety save. If he doesn't like what he sees in these connectors, he can just go back down. I like this heads-up play here.
Those saves, especially in something like this, can be incredibly important, incredibly useful. Like, yeah, I mean, and also this information is necessary to know where these transitions are going to send them. So though later in the game, okay, so now we know where wreck ship is. We see the wreck ship is 2 items. Gets a quick glance. Were you able to see that?
The missile up there, vanilla missile in the
Okay.
maze. Nevdi peeking it too.
Wreck ship is 2, and that's charge
there's
beam.
that's one of them.
All right.
Now I know Azder knows how to do low percent. He could do Fantoon, not knowing. I mean, it's not even necessarily Fantoon. I don't think he'd do wreck ship here. I think he turns around and melts on out of here.
I agree. I don't think it wouldn't be a good idea. The problem is that it could be it could be Dre, and with no way out of those two, that 50% is not really worth it right now.
Yep.
And this is something I talked about before when we were in our in the room before we got live.
Mm-hmm.
We still have no e-tanks, and that is one of the biggest things about the full countdown is e-tanks become so scarce. And this is something even Kip and I talked. Kip and I had a conversation earlier in the tournament about how e-tanks are so scarce in this.
Yep. So Azder and Nevdi both found the other side of the wreck ship, so they can get to that whenever they want. 2 items in Upper Norfair.
That's a big area for only 2 items.
Yeah. And I have a feeling, just because of the lack of energy, one of them is going to have to be right here at the high jump boots. There you go. There's an energy tank. Question in chat: who picked this? Nevdi deferred his pick for the start of the match. So Azder picked this, and it's week 7 settings. Just a missile. Wow. Okay.
Nothing exciting there, but it is good to see that first E-tank. Something that I've seen quite a bit in these is L-runs become a thing in these full countdowns.
Don't look now. Azder now has enough ammo to do a crystal flash. He could get to Bubble Mountain if he wanted to. I don't think
feel
he's
like
gonna.
that is super sketch.
Yeah, I would.
Super sketch.
Yeah, no, I think you gotta dip out of here. It's gotta be wreck ship then. I think. Maybe maybe the other major is at the first missile, and then you just escape from there. Oh, that'd be kind of mean. Azder gonna take a save. I think that's what he's got in mind.
Well, armed up the health. I don't know. That's really tight.
Yep. He's filling up his reserves.
Could be ice. Yeah, ice beam check is in logic, so that could be the case here.
And then Chad also pointing out that with the bombs, they can now go back to criteria, and there are 3 majors still outstanding there.
Yes, and this is the ice beam is not far. Can't take damage here though. Oh, there's another E-tank there.
He probably would have wanted that. Yeah, he's going for it.
Going for it. Nope, I 100% agree. This is it's actually important enough here. Oh, well, Nevdi does have.
He's getting as far as Cathedral. Oh, he didn't quite
takes to death. This is why we safety save.
Yep. Is that power bomb high enough? Oh, just barely. Okay. Nice powerbomb placement by Azder. Nevdi gonna go down for the energy tank first, just like Azder did, and Azder getting rewarded with the Spazer.
Okay, I mean, this at least gives, like, Charge Spazer is still certainly better than Charge alone, but not the most exciting thing. What this does do, though, that information of knowing that this is one of the 2 majors in Upper Norfair that kind of like that almost de-incentivizes you from spending a lot of time checking here.
Yeah, I agree. Even if Cathedral happens to be the other major, there's very little reason to go there and go try and go get it right now.
Yeah, and as we say that, Asder's hitting the eject button on Upper Norfair.
Yep, I like this call. He's probably heading back towards Criteria.
Yeah, now has the explosives, can go check everything up there. We didn't get to, normally we get to see the back of Gauntlet just to see what's there because the players have at least a pack of power bombs by the time they're there. That's not there. We don't know what's there yet, so there's a lot of open areas for us to see. And have we seen Green Bryn yet?
No. Yeah, we have not seen Green Bryn. We haven't seen the meme route connector, or the community name meme route connector. So we do have options available to us yet.
Asder's using great movement to quickly head back here, and this is one of those times when you're not worried about item checks. You get to watch the runners that have vanilla speedrunning movement and watch them just plow through areas.
Oh, I don't think I necessarily agree with blowing the tube right now.
I like at least checking where this goes. Oh, hey, look.
Hi, Croc.
It's a very green Croc.
Very green.
If Croc's skin was green, would he be as irritated?
Probably not. Now, this is obviously out of logic. We need high jump boots or gravity suit to put this check into logic, because this is a one-time attempt. The seed obviously isn't going to expect the player to potentially brick themselves from completing it.
Normally would not be able to check this, and yes. Oh, hey, look at this. Can escape immediately. Does not need to spend any more time here. That's big.
That also means that gravity suit is the intended way to get into Crocomire. Interesting.
Wow, this is okay.
Azder wants nothing else. He's leaving.
No, and there's no reason to hang out there, because that's once you have that, I mean, that's obviously a huge item for lower Nerfair movement.
Yep.
And now Nevdi's, they've been just kind of like following the same route, and now we're seeing that very skin irritated Croc. Poor Croc. Croc's just hanging out in his home and has this intruder.
Oh, I saw a screw attack on right side gauntlet. I didn't see the left item. Did you catch it?
I did not see the left, but screw attack is that's probably worth the trip to the back of Gauntlet.
Our chat is saying it was just a missile pack. Chat, I will trust you. So that leaves 2 majors left in Criteria.
Yeah, poor Croc just gets pushed and hanging out in his home, wants to give you a hug, and instead of accepting the hug, we push him in acid.
You entered his home and he's inviting you over for dinner because he's obviously got the food cooking already. He's got a hot stove right behind him. Like, Samus, what are you doing?
Murder.
Yep.
Murder.
Oh, Azder saw the screw attack. He wants to go get that, and also we'll get the intel of whatever is in the front end of the gauntlet here.
Yeah, with 3 items, this is definitely worth checking. Have we seen? Did we go check moat location yet? That could be.
Not yet.
Because I've definitely seen that be the last major in these full countdowns.
And Azder showing off that doing this jump with high jump is actually harder. This is one of the few times when having a high jump is a detriment.
Yeah, that's a tough climbing that anyway without high jump is still a tough, very non-forgiving jump to make. But it's one of those things that if you're going to run these randomizers, it's so helpful to know. It's kind of like learning the first time really learning how to escape Alcatraz. Nevdi also back up. Yeah, they're just kind of playing tag. Oh,
Oh, Azder does not want that screw attack. That's interesting.
wow. Okay. You know what though? This is a big time save, right?
Mm-hmm. This is a little bit of a time save, and it's not guaranteed that screw attack is going to be beneficial. Although it's not. I mean, it could help, but it might not help. So I think that's a calculated move by Azder. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it though. But that's me. He's in the semis. I'm not.
Nevdi's exiting as well, and then both players are going to get their third E-tank as we are back to following the same path.
Yep. Question in chat: did Nevdi peek back of Gauntlet? I didn't see it, but chat is saying he did see it. I'll just chat. And we're in Meridia.
This area, during this tournament, I saw one of the coolest escapes ever, where a player did make it through here with like basically no movement items. It was a thing of beauty.
Oh, Nevdi gonna take a save here. Okay.
So now we finally have the first major route divergence between the two players.
Yeah, it only took 20 minutes. Oh, I see what Nevdi's doing. He's checking the connector. Nice grapple movement.
It's definitely a lot easier in this area with when you don't have gravity suit to do those grapple jumps. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we definitely have Billy Mays check coming very soon.
There's Green Bryn with only 2 items.
Another large area with not a lot of items.
Azder not checking the criteria chef supers. I imagine he'll check that on the way back up. If he chooses to come back up this way. Got supers at Old Mother Brain, and Nevdi found a vanilla missile at Green Hill Zone. Oh, East Meridia with 3 items? Wow, Ooh. East Meridia's loaded today.
Wow, that's okay.
Of course, now in the back of your mind, you gotta think Plasma Shack Tool. Like, you don't want to see a high number in East Meridia just because of that reason alone, and also Spring Ball.
Nevdi gets the best ball. And Energy Tank 4, which like that kind of creates the comfort zone now.
Yep. If Nevdi chooses to go back to Norfair, he'll probably just bum rush up Bubble Mountain. But there's only 1 major left. Right? In Norfair?
In Upper Norfair, there's one left, yes.
Yep.
Speed.
Ooh.
Billy Mays holding a secret for us. What do we got in that? But wait, there's more. What else do we got? Wave. All right.
So that is all the majors accounted for now in criteria.
Yes. Okay. Billy pays. I love it.
Billy Mays bringing the bargain today. If you did not shop on this deal, you missed out. So I guess the question for Nevdi then, when is he going to go back to Blue Bryn and go pick those items up? Nevdi kind of calculating not to check, I guess it's called Mission Impossible and also Wave Gate. I'm a little surprised by that.
I am too, because just information is so huge in these.
And there's Lava Dive.
At least having information for Azder is big.
Yep.
Knowing that you're probably not going to have to come back that way, because hopefully we'll find the back entrance through Lower Norfair and never have to look at Lava Dive again.
Mm-hmm. Got a missile and a power bomb and a missile at reserve. We saw an energy tank at the bridge, so that'll be 5 E-tanks plus a reserve for Nevdi. He is going to be very comfortable for Upper Norfair. And Azder is going to check Creature Chef Supers. Now with that speed booster, can just grab it. It's not going to be the major, though, unless he just wants to get whatever it is.
Right, because we know that last major is...
Oh no, Azder definitely checked back in the gauntlet. He's just getting this on the way up. Probably thinking it's an E-tank. And there is the other end of Lower Norfair for Nevdi at the top of Green Bryn. So now we know where both Lower Norfair connectors are. We know where both wreck ship connectors are. We know where East Meridian is. Sorry, go ahead.
I did see Azder. Azder realized as soon as he got the missiles, you could see he kind of was like, kind of laughed and was like, oh, he kind of realized that was a whoops check and is now gonna move out of this area.
Yep. That's what he meant to do. He's gonna shine spark and do landing site PBs. I think. Or maybe he's actually going to the gauntlet to get that screw attack now. Okay. I guess he's making the E-tank or the ammo play here. Probably E-tank. Nevdi, meanwhile, picks up another pack of power bombs at Eticoons. His ammo's looking pretty good.
E-tank is, or E is definitely comforting. At 4, you can do almost all the lava dives that matter, but Azder gonna keep checking, or is Azder gonna move on? Because got nothing here that helps.
Kind of curious where Azder goes at this point. I'm also kind of curious where Nevdi goes. Because if you look at our 2 item sets, we don't really have much available right now, except for the last major in Upper Norfair.
What if that's the suit that we're looking for?
Maybe. Actually, no, I take that back. You know what? Wreck Ship is available with 1 more major. Oh, that could also be the suit that we're looking for.
Azder gonna be able to check back here easily with this amount of E, and we'll be into Bubble Mountain.
Yep, and he'll be fine, even if he has to burn his reserve. He has got more than enough to get out.
Just finds more supers there. I mean, while Nevdi is checking this late gate location and finds Ace Jump.
Azder, you did have wave beam. You didn't need to do that. Oh, oh no. Okay, now he's
This becomes a little bit tighter.
Okay, he's just gonna.
Except, that's right, we have all the ammo required to Crystal Flash.
Question in chat. Nevdi did not make it to Cathedral. He got in the room, but he got about a half a screen away, so he did not see what was in Cathedral.
Whoa, this Bubble Mountain.
That's... Oh, what? Huh.
That's playing with my eyes. That's very different.
Everything's so blue. I feel like this is...
Blue waiver instead of...
Yeah, I feel like this is like Carpenter's hideout or something like that. Everything's blue.
I mean, my favorite color is purple, so I'm not against this.
I'm not either.
The gaming store I used to work for. Oh, yep, just going to take a reset out of there. I like that.
Mhm.
The gaming store I used to work for was also green, with purple and green. So familiar color set for me. Nevdi is continuing some West Meridia checks and about to hit Mama T. Couple checks here.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it after Nevdi's out of this room. I've had some commentators curse in this room a couple times.
Yeah, we don't want that today. Neither of our runners need to be cursed. Although we're quickly running out of locations in West Meridia where this major is going to be.
All right, I was even worried mentioning it there because it almost happened. I was just talking about how much damage one day, Mama Turtle, how much damage she does without suits, how brutal she can be. That's why I don't mention it now when runners are in there, because oof.
Yep.
Mama T hits hard.
Yep. Meanwhile, Azder has finally found a boss location. Azder, boss shuffle, Azder, Azder. Well, chat, we might YOLO a boss. He does have a mountain save, but this is a I guess it's not that much of a backtrack.
Is there anything he can't get out of? Or can't finish?
He can't kill Ridley. Not with this ammo and loadout.
Only because he's short on power bombs. But hey, it's Dragon, and we definitely have way out of Dragon.
Yep.
We have grapple and high jump boots.
Yep.
Now, I did see someone earlier in this tournament kill Ridley with an extremely low amount of items, and it included 10 power bombs, so it was a 10 power bomb Ridley kill. It was outstanding. So when you mentioned the low items, I had to look and see that power bomb count is only at 2. That's definitely not enough.
Yep.
This will be a pretty easy kill. We'll get this grapple kill. Tracy, yep.
There you
Absolutely
go.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Power bombs would be way too slow without having the Varia suit.
And that is 1 boss to nothing for Azder. With 3 items, Azder, you are going to check this major, right? There you go.
Just waiting to farm.
Yep.
Using the grapple beam for its intended purpose of farming.
And just a missile. Okay. Meanwhile, Nevdi is heading back to Norfair. Oh, you know what? Hell runs. Hell runs for Nevdi. I think he probably wants his revenge on Cathedral, and he's also going to get the other items in the area.
Nicely executed grapple escape there by Azder on that second try. That's not a fun one, but one that you can, once you have any amount of practice, is definitely something you can pull off.
Yep. That's a little piece of tech that runners would be benefit to learning, especially in a boss shuffle setting like this.
There are certainly techniques that in randomizers are far more important than in, say, than in vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
That grapple escape is definitely one that's used far more often here.
Uh-oh. Nevdi, you better crystal flashing? Okay, never mind. Azer's going back for the super.
That is going to set Nevdi back a little bit.
A little bit, not too much though. And Azder is now done with Kraid's area. Kraid has no majors. He will not come back for Kraid's closet, no matter what the circumstances are.
And here we are, back in Upper Norfair. Or hell runs.
Evie, I might have refilled your health there if you're going back to Upper Norfair. Take this loader's refill. Oh, we found Turian. Okay. That... I'll be honest,
Wow.
that spot kind of sucks for Turian.
Not kinda. That is awful. That's about my least favorite Turian location that is my least favorite Turian location I've seen in any of these runs. That's pretty bad. Nevdi and now is going to check this criteria power bombs. Means we'll probably see Nevdi take a lot of the same route. Skipping that E-Tank, actually. Nope, not going to skip that E-Tank after a couple of deaths to Hell Runs.
Mm-hmm. Well, he does know about the screw attack location, so we'll see if he decides to go pick it up. He might head in that direction just to see what's at the front of Gauntlet. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And if he had that... Imagine if he had that speed. This would be a lot easier. Could have, especially going over to criteria power bombs, could have opened the door from the other side. Yep, Aster taking a quick reset after checking and seeing the cathedral is an empty check. Just a set of missiles. More vanilla in this seed.
So by process of elimination, I think the last major in Upper Norfair has to be either at the speed missile or speed booster itself. Like I want to say we've seen everything else in here.
Yes, between the two players, yeah, I'm pretty sure we've seen it all. So it's might be headed back to Bubble Mountain and checking those. And this purple with a green tint Bubble Mountain that we got here.
And that jump again.
Nevdi does get that screw attack. That will make traversing through Lower Norfair a little bit easier. Seeing someone run down to speed with speed just feels wrong for some reason.
It's the other way around. It's just bombs. Okay. That's not what Azure wanted to see there. He probably wanted to see one of the two suits.
Nope, but now we'll say Azure take a quick exit from Upper Norfair. I think this is leading us to Wreck Ship.
Yep. Wreck Ship, I believe, has to have one of the two suits, based on everything we've seen so far. If not both. Well, they can't be both suits because we already seen one major. So one of the two suits, I think, has to be in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, let's get a super spooky missiles gravity suit. That'd be...
Beach and watering hole. That is possible to get there. I don't know. Is Suitless Meridia? Is that level of Suitless Meridia logic in these settings? That one I'm not too sure of myself.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
It would be out of logic anyway because high jump boots were inside Croc, so you have to have gravity. So yeah, it has to be one of the two suits then at Wreck Ship.
Yep, and that has been that's where the seat is pushing those players. Nevdi is gonna go see that gonna go see this check and see that is lava dive. Oh no, just checking the item. Not gonna find that information.
Not getting that super pack as well. That one I'm surprised about. He is gonna get speed booster wave beam though. Nevdi will be pretty happy about that.
I think when you've already got at least a charge and spacer, and you've got 25 supers, I think it's a little bit less important. And knowing that you're gonna see some other super packs, and if he's gonna grab this other stuff, he might still check that location and just grab them on the way by.
That's possible, yeah.
And is gonna see this wave and speed booster. Love that room, favorite room in the game, the Billy Mays room. those old wonderful commercials where we got the so you buy this item, but wait, there's more. Um, in this room, not just a speed booster, but also a wave beam, which it's a couple of definitely a couple of nice items to find. Asders had those for a while. That wave beam makes opening things a little bit easier. A lot of the enemies are a little bit easier to kill. We were just talking about that in chat before we came into the race. That wave beam makes a lot of things a single shot instead of a double shot.
So if the Major is not here at the missile, this can't be Ridley, I think. This has to be Creator Phantom.
And gravity is the winner.
That look on his face. So that now puts the high jump boots into logic. That puts the rest of Meridian into logic. Yeah.
Yep, and Nevdi did check that transition, sees the lava dive, did grab those supers. So yeah, now has the same amount of information, but I feel like Esther's definitely a little bit ahead here. Already has Dragon down. We do find Ridley.
He's going to take this very carefully. This is doable.
Good amount of supers. Don't want to miss with any of those, though.
Yep. Azder has done low percent enough to know how to do this fight, but I don't like Ridley's pattern right now.
Ridley is not cooperating.
No, that's gonna be a death.
Yep,
oh,
and even Azder, I think damaged herself on purpose there to speed up that death.
His safety save is all the way back here at Bubble Mountain, so now he has to go all the way back up there. So he's down the suit, but he has intel. Does he go back and try Ridley again, or does he just escape and leave and come back later? I think he tries Ridley again. I honestly think he tries Ridley again.
This is the save in wreck ship turned on in this setting?
Yes, with various tweaks, that save station should be working.
Okay, do you take it or not? Do you take the save there and try that fight?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, now we have Nevdi. Nevdi's gonna likely do this speed check, so we'll also be disappointed with bombs. Not what you want to find.
Yep. So chat mentioning that they're surprised that Azder didn't save. I'm a little surprised, but I think he might have been playing the odds because it was a 2 out of 3 chance that it was not going to be Ridley, and it just didn't work out that time in his favor.
Azder did not take that safety save.
No, I think he might be leaving.
Yep, I agree. I don't think he's going to stick around.
He wouldn't have shine sparked on his way to the
That was the other sign to me that the plan was not Ridley.
Yeah.
Because you cannot waste that energy if you're planning for that fight. And you know what? I like this. Well, it doesn't matter. Because now all the major items are gone in wreck ship.
Yep.
So this will just be a quick check. But also this having to come back here with the location of Torian really is not good.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the thing in the end. Now Nevdi has 3 more energy tanks over Azder. Does he go back when he goes to wreck ship? And it's gonna be without Varius suit. When he goes to wreck ship and gets his gravity, do you think he takes on Ridley at that point?
With that many tanks, I don't see a reason not to. Especially like you got 35 supers as your max. Like you're in good shape. I don't see a reason not to go for it.
Yep.
Azder hopping up a crab hole here. Now has this gravity. We can easily traverse West Meridia here.
He is quick scouting the rest of the majors. Question in chat, Dragon just had a missile behind him. So yeah, all 3 majors in East Meridia are out there in the wild. One of them's gonna be the suit. 2 of them are gonna be beams. Oh wow, yeah, that's actually everything. That's all the majors. Okay. Oh wait, no, I take that back. We haven't seen X-ray yet. There's still 1 major between a region yet we haven't seen.
If you're Azure right now, other than finding Varia, what's the other thing you're most hoping to find right now? I think it's got to be plasma, right?
Plasma or ice.
Plasma or ice, yeah.
Yeah. So Azure's in Greenbrand. He's going to get probably both majors that are here. So he'll be with Nevdi in terms of that count. Nevdi is going to refill in health on the chance that it's Ridley.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Yep, I like that. Oh, Azure East Meridia. Okay, C is the 3. We're going to get some new intel from Aqueduct.
All right. I don't know if that was an attempt on the skip of the power bombs or, just these missiles there will likely go down and check. I would certainly check both locations down here, but first is going to go take care of some business.
Yep. Now, does he do Hundo route where he does right sand pit, shack tool, plasma, and then left sand pit, or does he maybe skip one of them? Guess it depends on what he finds.
Oh wow,
that is a pallet.
These pallet swaps definitely create some interesting moments. And welcome SpeedGaming 4 with 280 Raiders. Welcome to this semifinals of our multi-category tournament. We already have 1 winner, and we are looking for our last finalist out of this pairing. 2 great runners. We're in race 1, so we're hoping we get, hoping for just great runs all together. Both players are doing very well, and we'll see what happens in this.
Yep, and while we're at that stage, everyone follow the runners, Nevdi and Azder, both terrific runners. Also follow my co-commentator Vincent, and our tracker today is Captain Stack.
Yes, and please give Leno a follow as well. Definitely glad you were joining me on comms today. This is especially in these semifinals. Oh, look at what we got here. We have a precious Varia.
Precious.
So
that is just plain old. That's just go mode for Azder.
Yes, it is. Like everything else here would just be comfort. Like completely unnecessary, but comfort.
Now, this is going to create an interesting routing question. Azder knows where Turian is. You have to go back to Red Ship and kill Ridley now, I think. Because then you can just finish up in Norfair.
I agree. Yeah, knowing where the location is, for sure. We got a nice backup kill on Kraid there. And had a minor moment of dance, but took him down. Thought we were going to get a full prom night, but that was quickly prevented. So the pathing was wreck ship to Precious.
Yep. And to think, if they had a super missile the first time they were at wreck ship, they could have got charge beam and gravity suit right away. But again, that's the one item you're playing the odds that there's a major there. Like it's not a good call to charge that, but at the same time, you would have been bailed out pretty hard if you did in this seat today.
So we know the location of everything but 2 items. So ice and plasma are these last two items here in East Meridia. Oh no, one of them
X-ray.
could also be X-ray. Sorry,
Yep, X-ray is still out there somewhere.
X-ray, ice, and plasma are these last. Or those two items are one of those.
And as you're knowing his connector info, he's gonna take this. This is gonna take him to. Actually, where is this gonna take him?
This one I don't. Well, we haven't seen this, but I'm sure
this has
Azder has routed it out and know where this is going to go.
This is gonna go to Main Street, I think, because I don't think we've seen the Main Street door yet. I could be wrong.
Both players getting a few seconds to breathe as they're taking an elevator ride. Unlike the vanilla runs where there's like built-in moments where you get a little bit of a breather, you really don't get much of a breather during these other than elevator rides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're back in Meridia, in West Meridia. That means between East and West Meridia, the last three items, the X-ray, ice, and plasma are in those areas.
Yep. And Azder is two energy away from from getting the beep. Nevdi, not going to scout the item ahead of time, is going to take the safety save. With 5 energy tanks plus the reserve, he's got 27 current super missiles. I think he chances Ridley once he enters.
With this save, I agree. We'll be happy to find gravity suit. There's the beep. And gets a nice E-tank refill. That's like at some point, even though you might not need them, just the refill is so useful. Now we do have a Nevdi going for this Ridley fight here. Never a sure thing without Varium.
Looking good, though. This is looking real good.
Getting that pogo under control. And now is on to charge shots without that full beam combo. Oh. That's going to be a death.
Oh, unfortunate, because Ridley was also dead.
Ridley is not cooperative with either one of the runners, but we got Azder entering Lower Norfair through the back entrance. Did the math and realized it was here in Green Bryn, made him beeline to this location. We knew from all the numbers, we knew it was no items here in Lower Norfair. Skips that trash can. Don't need more.
He might have picked up it was an energy tank, I think.
If you have that much garbage, you probably need to make some better choices.
Or maybe if it was a super pack, he might have picked it up too. I'm not sure.
Super pack, probably.
Oh, the Nevdi leaving. Nevdi doing the exact same thing Azder did. Okay.
I think the one attempt and leave is probably it feels more comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, he's farming supers.
Oh,
he's farming supers. Okay.
So just when we think, runners going one way, they totally go a different path on us. So this is our friend Fantoon down here, which would be a nice, easy fight for Azder. Gonna see that Space Ghost get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, we don't get to watch the microwave beam happen, but that's okay. And I have to agree with chat here. This feels very slow. This is rough on time. Maybe Nevdi feels like he's gotta be able to pull this play off to come back and get ahead.
Yep. I do like the getting a little bit of health from the atomics. I like that. Saving his supers. Nevdi's saving his supers any way he can.
Yeah, those supers are a lot of extra damage and help make this Ridley fight a lot easier. I like the patience of making sure that every one of these supers count. That was a much better. That was a great Ridley fight. Especially, anytime you can do a hell run Ridley fight that well, you are in good shape. You're having a great run. That was nice. That could, that could potentially be a nice advantage, but now we know Azder's on the way to the same location, and
yep. Who's in the lead? Azder, I think, has a solid advantage right now. He probably, if things continue the way they are, Azder probably wins game one. I'd say I'd say that it's about 75-25 right now, Azder's favor.
I would say the odds are ever in Azder's favor right now. The bonus for Nevdi is where Turian is. This is better for getting to Turian. Azder's going to have to get up to Shift and do a lot of backtracking to get down to where Turian is.
Yep.
So I do believe Azder's in the lead, but that's definitely a factor, because that's the worst location Turian I've seen in any of these. The best location I think I've seen was Turian was front of Lower Norfair.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It's also relative to your connectors and how it is to get there.
It became free. And it happened to be in the run I watched. It happened to be the last boss. So it was like, oh hey, it just became super free to get to Turian.
Oh, Nevdi's gonna scout this item. He might be looking for an E-tank, but we might get the major. Nevdi does not have Varia suit yet, so he has to at least make a couple more checks. Although it doesn't necessarily matter too much.
I do enjoy watching any spring ball play when we get it. Oh, there's ice, baby. All right. So we know the location of everything but plasma and X-ray.
And we know they're both in East Meridia. Well, we got 2 sand pits, shack tool, and plasma beam. We're not seeing those. We're not seeing those checks today, unfortunately.
It does give Nevdi a huge advantage in getting through the Metroid rooms, but I'm not sure that's going to be that big of a difference here.
Nevdi checking his connector info, making sure he knows where to go.
And Stack is pointing out and just making the call, what if that plasma is vanilla? Based on like the first, or the first important items we found, I wouldn't be surprised if it's vanilla. We had so much vanilla in this seed.
Yep.
As they're wisely ignoring another trash can. And it's just gonna pass. You know, there's two majors left in Green Bryn, but honestly, it doesn't need them, and it's just gonna move forward, knowing you can go finish this seed.
Yeah, pointing out that Azder wants super missiles. Yeah, given his beam combo is not the greatest. He definitely wants more, not just more supers to for the Ridley fight, but just maybe another super pack to help solidify his Mother Brain fight.
Yeah, you can see the purposeful farming in that that bridge in Green Bryn back there, where you have all the you have the extremely high percentage super farming rate there. Normally, you would not go under the bridge before he would just escape the room as fast as possible, but that was definitely a very deliberate choice.
Azder kind of running low on health here. He should be fine. Almost got that nice hero shot ledge grab. And there's Nevdi with his Varia suit, probably kicking himself a little bit with that location.
Yeah, likely. Probably knows, seeing that there, that, you know, knowing that if someone had taken, you know, knowing if Azder took the wreck ship to Precious Missiles path, that, you know, it probably feels behind right now.
I just saw that background on the way to wreck ship. All right, each runner tied 3 bosses apiece, but Azder is about to enter his last boss. Nevdi has to do all of Lower Norfair. Has to get through Lower Norfair to get to his last boss.
Azder, 97 health, but once you have that gravity, it stops mattering. As I say that.
Yep, this brings back memories of Deserect's original item rando. Masochist mode, 3 energy tanks, no plasma beam.
You know, normally we're looking for that color in the red shift in Ridley, but this palette's definitely making catching that a little bit different. Al Green and AKA Sick is Ridley. Oof.
Ridley's dead now, I think? I can't tell.
This is scary.
Oh no! Okay, that is a huge problem. Azder has not saved in a minute.
Oh.
What? No, wait, no. I think did he take a save? Oh no, he hasn't.
No, not like this. How far back are we?
He is out. He is out both suits. He is out. Ooh, he's out at least one more boss kill.
Does he have both suits?
He is out both suits.
It's that far back. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
that is not how you want to see a race decided under any circumstances.
No, that's, you hate to see it. That's really rough. I am never saying anything about players' health and comfort level in a boss fight ever again.
And Azder is just going straight back for it. Unless he... Wait, 30? Yeah, okay, so he's definitely out his gravity suit. Yeah, he's definitely out both suits. Okay. I thought maybe he did save and I just didn't see it, but I seem to remember him having at least another couple more energy tanks.
Yep, so now Nevdi is definitely way in the lead. Just needs to come down here, fight Fantoon, and end this. This is really rough. Wow.
Azder thinking twice about going back for Ridley again. Now, there is no putting down of Azder's skill. This is a fight he can and has done under these circumstances with less many times before. Ridley just does not want to cooperate sometimes, and he has been very rude to our runners so far today.
No, Ridley was being Ridley was being a jerk in every single attempt today.
Ridley's up 3-1 on the runners today.
Yes. And yeah, Kip's right. That air Doppler from Nevdi was awesome.
Nice.
And there is a dead space ghost, coast to coast, wiped out.
Now Nevdi, I believe, still has to find Turian. I don't think he's actually seen it yet. He should know where it is, though, based on process of elimination.
Yeah, very likely has his tracker up and is checking this and knows where to head here. This is just a matter of process of elimination.
Chad is now speculating the things that would have to take for Azder to catch back up. Azder has to fight 3 more bosses. Still has to go back and get his Vario suit again. In order for Azder to come back in this match, and this is, I mean, it's obviously not going to happen, Nevdi would have to have a game over at the brain and not have saved.
Nevdi's power would need to go out.
Yeah. Something extraordinary. And now chat's saying this is Nevdi, anything can happen. Chat, I love your wit and your candor. But circumstances as they are now, Nevdi's going to go up 1 game to none. Since Nevdi deferred his pick to game 2, he will pick the mode for week 2, or not week 2, game 2. We don't know what that's going to be yet.
That's definitely playing in Nevdi's favor for sure for now, being able to choose that mode.
And yeah, chat, if we go 3 games, we're running all 3 back-to-back.
Yes. This will be decided, and then after this, again, the winner of this will be facing Kip, and we'll see the finals happen next week.
Very exciting times.
For sure. It's been an outstanding tournament. There's been, unfortunately, this race itself was defined by that death that Azder took there, which is really rough. Before that, Azder was in the lead. So this is why even if you feel like you're way behind, you don't give up running. You don't give up. Because you never know what could happen on your opponent's side.
Yep.
Nevdi has no idea right now that he's in the lead. Nevdi probably is looking for that dot done from Azder right now.
And he's probably wondering, why isn't Azder done yet? I mean, the way the seed laid out, he should have been done by now. And maybe But maybe, and he might also be thinking maybe Azder routed this as bad as I did. I mean, and we could be neck and neck. You gotta put, you gotta go full throttle. You gotta keep going.
Yes, absolutely. And Kip is pointing out this is big too. Is that next week um the picks are completely reset for next week, so the runners can pick anything. And we are going to get a prom night with Kraid, or taking Kraid to the dance.
You heard finals were best of 5. I will neither confirm nor deny that.
We definitely have some people in the chat who can answer that question. I mean, I kind of hope for that because that would be awesome. But I mean, it would be a long match, but totally would be amazing.
Yep. You'd have your own mini Metroid marathon day with a 5-game series.
Oh no way could we do a best of 7 with this. That would have to be spread across several days.
Yep, but we'd probably implement travel days for our runners just to make sure they get enough rest in between matches.
Tell you what, I'd be more than happy to help cover that though.
Same.
Not all in one day, but
yeah. As long as it's not next week, because next week I'm busy. I will be taking a trip to Minneapolis, so I'm not available.
Well, safe travels. I was saying there was a tournament that had a best of 7 finals, and it was awful. Luckily, it was a sweep. Wow.
Now, here's the one nice advantage to having area rando on. Full refill with the Turian elevator.
Yes, so Nevdi will now go make not short work of Mother Brain because we don't have that plasma beam, but still with 35 supers with this ammo loadout, should be a fairly quick Mother Brain death. Although even with that ice beam, it's grabbed, but because he has vanilla power bombs, gets them off his back and uses that ice beam to kill them quickly.
He has everything he needs to do a baby skip. I think he'll pull that off.
I don't see why I wouldn't go for it here. No reason not to.
Yep. I'm not going to curse you, Nevdi. I'm pretty sure you can do this. I feel confident. If you are in the semifinals, you have the ability to do these sorts of things. Both our runners, and every runner who was in the bracket stage and still is in the bracket stage have had amazing skills to get this far. Shout outs to all of our runners participating in this tournament.
Something that everyone I talked to had the same thing to say about it. The level of running has went up so much in quality. The runners are just it's at a whole next level watching these runners run. It's been amazing. Even the runners that you would call the runners that aren't necessarily at the top, or even the runners outside of the top 16, their movement quality has went up so much, so that even making top 16 of this was hard. We had runners who are vanilla, towards the top of the vanilla speedrun world that didn't make it because just the quality has went up, and it's awesome to watch it. And then when you mix that into these randomizers, and then the decision trees make such a difference. It makes it really anyone's race.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I really liked about the league this year was the completely vast differences in the week-to-week settings. That's one of the biggest highlights, even better than Season 3 last year, or a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, I would say, and the runners seem to feel this way too, that it's probably one of the better randomizer tournaments there's been. And from a Just from a spectator standpoint, this has been the most fun I've had watching one of these randomizer tournaments. It's been awesome to call. It's been awesome to watch, and it's gotten better and better.
Yep. And welcome in the Raiders from the Speedrunners Arena. This is the semifinals, game one of the Nevdi and Azder. We're in the Super Metroid multi-category tournament. Nevdi is looking to take game one. Azder had an unfortunate death on Ridley. Was in the lead, didn't have a safety save for a while, so that got set him back a little bit. So Nevdi looks like he's going to take game one, and we will proceed to game two shortly after a short intermission. I like that disco shell emote, even though I hate disco shells in Super Mario World. Great emote.
That is solid. Nice little animated gifs or emotes are definitely a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Kip, I gotta agree with Kip and chat here. But Nevdi probably felt awful for the last 40 minutes, having no idea that he would be this far in the lead, sitting on Mother Brain.
Yep.
But again, you never know what can happen to the other runner.
Mm-hmm. Now, we can also hypothesize if Azder doesn't die to Ridley during that attempt, he probably loses by 5 minutes. and then he's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And it is like, yep. And it's probably, like Kip said, probably going to be more shocked at this W with how the seed went, because it wasn't that great, and it wasn't, and some of it was just unlucky decision. Ridley being a b-hole tonight. Ridley was a b-hole a couple times.
Yeah. Oh no, the baby.
And we have a dead baby. But a very powered Samus. This wonderful rainbow beam. I'll never forget the terror of this as a child, watching that death, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, what is this? What is this beam? Why am I flashing all these colors?
Yep. And that is Mother Brain down for Nevdi. One escape, and then he'll move on to take game one.
Just over a minute from Nevdi winning this. Nevdi was undefeated all the way through the 7 weeks.
Yep, that's true.
There's definitely a lot of skill involved, but definitely some luck involved as well.
Yep, there is some luck.
Yep, because of just the way these are. And this is one of those, like, and the luck in this case came from the misfortune of his opponent.
Yep.
And that, it doesn't matter in the long run, because when he touches that ship and gets this W, it's not, it's not on him. It just happened.
Cat saying that he did drop one part of his match against bonus last week. I forgot about that. Totally forgot.
Wow. Oh, so that was his only game loss.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Meanwhile, get your GGs in chat. First place, 1 hour, 17 minutes, 27 seconds. And Nevdi up 1-0. GG's to Nevdi.
Yeah, very well-run race by Nevdi there. And we do have Azder that is very likely going to finish this portion of the run.
Yep. I think Azder's going to finish it out. He typically doesn't have race time up when he's racing. His desktop, I believe, doesn't actually isn't compatible with having all that stuff on the monitor at once.
Yeah, he's not one of those crazy people who has like 2 32-inch monitors in front of them right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing.
I'm certainly not looking at 232-inch monitors right now.
I'm not either. I don't know what you're talking about.
Technically, I'm not, because one's 32, one's 31.5. But you know.
Ah. Yep. Yep. So just as a quick recap, Nevdi deferred his pick. So he will pick the setting for game 2, which will be coming up shortly after the intermission once Azder finishes. We won't be doing any interviews until the set is over with.
Yes. So we will have a result from the round before we do that. Just saving time, and also really it's the runners really need the opportunity between the races to kind of, you know, give themselves a palette refresher and get ready for whatever the next settings are.
Yep. Now that progression speed saying speedrun is funny, because this did not feel like a speedrunner's type seed. Although maybe it did.
You know what though? Because if you go back, if you go right to wreck ship and grab that gravity, how much faster does the seed go?
Oh, it's probably 15-20 minutes faster. Probably, maybe even more.
It's honestly, it's probably sub-hour if you make the early wreck ship play and find that gravity.
Yeah. But again, you're talking about diving into wreck ship for one item that, considering there's 9 other items in wreck ship or something like that, it's probably not your major. You wouldn't go in there just for that one check, and it would have paid off so much if you did. It's just crazy how that works out. So where do you think this plasma beam is? Is it vanilla, is it shack tool, or is it one of the 2 sand bits?
I'm gonna guess vanilla. We had enough vanilla in the seed. Nope.
Right side sand?
Power bomb,
okay.
right side sand. Okay. So that was literally the last item that we didn't know the location of. So now we've, you know, outside of the scrolling, we had seen everything else in the, you know, in the runners had seen everything. But we eliminated knowing it had to be, you know, where a couple things are.
Yep.
X and Shack Tool decided that X-Ray was not going to be found this seed.
Quite all right. Azder, a little bit more health this time. Didn't take the safety save, but he probably feels like he lost this race anyway. So it's, I guess it's irrelevant. What, that is a pallet for the atomics? I didn't see that the first time.
Yeah, that was kind of awesome. Now with this health is much more comfortable here.
Yeah, he should be fine. Only 7 supers, but I mean, you know, knock on wood, he should be fine. Yeah, and there's no way that those sand pits get checked unless you're still looking for go mode, which would have been Vario. So it would have been better for the players if Plasma had been at Precious and Vario was in one of the 2 sand pits.
Just an interesting progression of what the seed set up, but you know, that logic was all locked behind that, you know, just grabbing that gravity out of wreck ship. And also the seed initially was a little bit stingy on where it gave them their first power bombs. The fact that it was alpha power bombs as our first power bombs, right?
Yep, and then they had to go all the way back
to get back to criteria. Yes.
Okay, I think Azer's counting his shots. Ridley should be pretty close to dead.
The math is obviously very different when you only have charge wave spacer.
Yep.
Not quite like having that plasma that makes everything easier.
Like even having Ice Beam here as a supplement would help, because that's just a straight 300 damage for charge Ice Wave Spacer. Yes. Welcome in SpeedGaming 5 with the raid. Welcome to Game 1. We're just wrapping up Game 1 here of this semifinals. Best of 3 series between Nevdi and Azder. Nevdi taking Game 1. Sorry, go ahead.
And we will have 2 more, you know, hopefully 2 more. We'll see what happens if Asder can win the second one. We'll have a second race here, or have a third race, but all of them are going to be right here today. Yeah, and that is a palette, that red and blue. That's wow, that's awesome.
That's a Pepsi Cola can palette if I've ever seen one, and I played Hyper Metroid.
I love it. Like that's another thing too, because the runners are able to adjust the palette. We're seeing some of their personality shine through. You know, getting to see some of the different ships. Like I've definitely seen the Starship Enterprise. I've seen Kirby, the Kirby ship. When the ship looks like a giant pink marshmallow, it's a good day.
Pat is having mixed feelings about the Kirby ship.
You know what? It's a
Honestly,
thing.
I like Kirby ship more than I like Kirby sprite, but that's me.
I'll agree with that. Yes. I believe the Justin Bailey Samus is one of the options too, because you can customize your actual Samus sprite more than just colors. There's a lot of options.
Yep, there's the reskin for Dark Samus. There's a Federation Trooper. There's Luigi. There's a chair, I believe. That's what Aussie ran for maybe SMZ3. There's Plagued One's cursor sprite, famous in Link to the Past. Also, just bigger and better now in Super Metroid. You get Clippy as a Crystal Flash.
Sometimes it's just a chair. The chair is just a chair.
Just a chair, yep. There's also Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Unfortunately, no Final Fantasy VI sprites, and that makes me sad. I would love to have like a Kafka sprite, you know, or
yes.
I'm a little biased though when it comes to my love for FF6. That's my
Same.
That's my favorite game, and Super Metroid is number 2. They're both in my opinion, 2 of the best games ever made.
Yep. And you and I both experienced Worlds Collide randomizer runners, just players in general. Fun randomizer, by the way. Didn't mean to get off topic there. Yeah, pointing out that all it takes is to make sprites as a motivated artist. Well, I am not that motivated artist. I can draw a stick figure.
I'm a musical artist, not a graphic artist. That's not my thing. I leave that to the people who actually have skill and talent with it, because I am not them. Metroid MST came in with a burn there. Ouch.
Ouchies.
Of course, we're watching because Azder didn't have that ice, the slow power bomb kill, which it's definitely a big time save. I've seen that make a difference in some of these races.
Gotta step away for just a second.
Azder will very likely be able to execute this baby skip, something does more often than not. No problems. Doesn't get grabbed at the end there, thankfully.
Nicely done, baby skip there. Oh, he's going for speed skip. This is going to be first try. Nicely done.
Excellent.
He has taken a little bit of damage, but he does have a reserve as a backup. So as long as he doesn't take a catch-up to the face, he should be fine for this fight.
Yeah, I don't see that being a problem here. This is probably Asder's like 14th trillion time at Mother Brain.
Yep, and he's experienced with low percent strats, so like low percent ice and low percent speed, so he should be fine no matter what Mother Brain throws at him here.
Definitely going to be good with the count.
Yep, of course, I say that. It's okay, Aster, you got this. I will not jinx you again.
Does take an onion ring to the face, though. I've talked about this before, but, you know, and there comes a meatball out of Mother Brain. But where did we come up with all of these? And there's a French fry. All of these food references for everything. You got a ketchup beam, a meatball, onion rings,
French fries. Yep.
French fries. I call gravity a stack of pancakes. Like,
you know, I gotta say, back in the day, speedrunners were hungry. They were hungry for the stuff. I guess I don't know what it was.
You know, chat says by the end of a long run, you're pretty hungry. You know what? You're not wrong.
Yep, I agree with that. Yep. Ketchup phase.
You know,
pretty easy now. Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say, there was in fact a product back in the day that was green ketchup. So.
Oh, I remember that. It didn't end well. Yep, there were a few colors of ketchup. Green was one of them. I want to say purple was another. I think
purple was another one. Yep.
Yep. I don't remember if they did yellow ketchup because I know they had yellow mustard. I don't know if they did yellow ketchup or not.
I mean, I didn't think that would be just too easy to confuse with mustard. Because imagine putting yellow ketchup and mustard on the same hot dog. But
who put all this mustard on my hot dog?
I'm from a city where if you're putting ketchup on a hot dog, we're kicking you out of the restaurant.
Wow.
Well, that's just how Chicago is. You can't put ketchup on a hot dog. It's not a thing.
It's unfortunate. I've been to Chicago. Of course, I was 10 years old, but I don't remember that about Chicago. That is a very green Metroid. We have a very green terrain in general here.
That blue palette shift just changes everything.
Yep.
Now it's turning blue. This is amazing.
The inside is still green, though. Just the outer shell turning blue.
And Samus is blue because the baby's dying. But now, here comes that rainbow beam. And Azder will finish this up, and we will get moving towards that second race.
Yep.
There goes Mother Brain. Azder will be done with this one in about a minute, and then we'll take a short break and be back with
Game 2.
Game 2 in this semifinals round. As soon as Azder finishes up, we'll let you know what our next format's going to be. I'm very excited about round 2 or Game 2 coming up here.
Yep, and once we get to that point, we can talk about the settings that we're going to pick. But for now, we're just going to watch Azder not save the animals because that is a tournament standard at this point. You don't save the animals, you just get on the ship and get out.
You know, someone said in chat that during finals, everyone should have to save the animals. I'm not for that. I don't think you should ever save the animals.
You know what? if they do that, they have to re-implement Animal Surprise for that.
I'd be okay with that.
Fight Ridley again, fight Dragon again, fight Crate again, whatever. Animals do like 400 damage on contact.
And get those GGs in the chat ready for Azder finishing up this run, this race 1.
1 hour, 33 minutes, 36 seconds. GG's Azder.
So now with Azder done, we'll let you know that the next race is going to be starting in less than 10 minutes. We are looking at week 1 settings.
Yep.
So we are getting another full countdown, another full area rando, but this time boss shuffle is off, which is definitely a different strategy for these players, and different choices will be involved for sure.
Yep.
So we're going to take a small break, and we will be back with you soon for game 2